Hey everybody, it's the Doctor here with Typical Manga Fan. We just have one episode of the Typical Manga Review this week, and it is dedicated to Bleach, Chapter 673, Father. And we're opening out with Renji and Rukia popping back into the scene. Apparently having just been buried under the rubble this whole time, they are immediately flabbergasted by the sheer size of Gigantor.
They must have also been knocked out because it's been quite a while for them to just be on the rubber. I mean not rubber, rubble. How long has it been since the fight started anyway? Because we've had introductions to with different characters. One guy Kenpachi going Bankai, it's a guy going Final Form. I mean it's been longer than it needed to be. If they were just under the rubble, they would have had to been knocked out too.
Yeah. Speaking of Final Forms, Renji and Rukia get their first look at Bishigaya, and they're like, "Who the heck is that?" Oh, Rukia's like, "Come on, his voice would be a dead giveaway. Clearly, it's Commander Hichigaya's older brother. Ah, quick thinking. Pleased to meet you." And the Bishigaya is like, "Yes, it's an honor to finally meet the both of you." Byakuya just staring. "You're not even gonna cry, are you?"
I'm surprised it's Rukia. I mean, I get Renji being a stupid moron, but I didn't think Rukia was that stupid.
That's why I almost wonder if Rukia is trolling him.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's beyond stupidity because in a place like Bleach, with all the supernatural stuff, wouldn't it be more likely that Hitagai just attained a final form compared to meeting someone you've never met yet is supposed to be to someone a captain of the Gote 13, as well as apparently be just as strong, if not stronger? I mean, it's I feel like one's a lot more believable than the other. Anyway, I know this is supposed to be a comedic moment. I'm just saying, this is beyond stupidity. And I'm disappointed in you, Rukia. You've been gone for a while, then now you show back up and you say something really stupid. Come on, I expect better of you.
Expect better of Rukia, without the person writing for her.
Yeah.
And at this moment, everybody gets shocked, looks on their face. Again, I finished my drink beforehand, so I cannot take a shot, because they all feel what apparently seems to be Ichigo.
Yeah. Oh, before we switch on to Ichigo, I do want to make one last comment.
Sure.
About the final form of Gigantor.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So last chapter, Hichigai is like, I can freeze the ability of the person as well as freeze their body, and I was just like, okay. I mean, okay,
maybe
fine.
that only applied to the sword.
Yeah, because as it turned out, it didn't work. So it's just now it makes Hichigai look stupid, because it's like, oh, I actually have this one, because we're all like, no, don't hit him because he'll just get him stronger, and Hichigai's like, oh, I have this one ability that can actually stop that, and it doesn't work. So it's just like, okay, well, we were right. don't hurt him. Jeez.
I'm right half, don't I? Right in the down under.
So I'm assuming that a lot of people are saying, what if Hanataro just came in and just healed him? And because Hanataro is so weak, it'd actually be more of a miracle for him to actually hurt Gigantor, and so the miracle powers might reverse and go back against Gigantor. That'd be hella funny.
I almost would like to see that now. That would actually make an interesting weakness.
Yeah, it would, but unfortunately, that would also make him. I feel like that's just too good of a plot twist.
And at this point, it would be too much of a Deus Ex Machina to have it happen.
Yeah. So anyway, we go back to Ichigo.
Yep, he's in front of Yuwak. It's like, he was just like, hey there, buddy. Go ahead and draw your blade. You left yourself full of openings, is what that's what I want to say. But it appears as though that would be far from the truth, because you see Ichigo approaching him, he's got this whole big aura of power around him.
Yeah, and it obviously, so that Reiatsu definitely came from Ichigo. And it's obvious. He says that Ichigo has obtained his true original power. Is he referring to the Shinigami powers? I'm assuming that, right?
That's what. That or this Quincy power is starting to come in too.
I don't think it's Quincy, because remember that the Quincy stepped aside.
Yeah, but it's what he would call the true power. What Yuwak would think of as the true power.
Yeah, that's what's confusing, because I thought the whole point of Ichigo was that now the Quincy powers have now taken he has basically let the Shinigami powers take the front of Ichigo's abilities. Take basically be what Ichigo draws his powers from. Wasn't that the whole point of Ichigo's transformation? Oh, now he can actually use his full Shinigami powers. Well, the Quincy powers are well, I've done my part. Now you get do yours. Stuff like that.
I'm not sure. I legitimately don't remember the last time we saw Zengetsu Yuwak there.
Yeah, but although it could be possible that Yuwak is just trolling Ichigo, because he says other stuff that trolls Ichigo too.
Oh yeah. In fact, he kind of notes on. He kind of gets started by asking So, you gonna come say hello to me from the right, from the left? I'm anxious to see what you can do. It's like,
Yeah.
Rico points out, like, you can see it, can't you? Exactly how, when, and where I'm gonna try and attack you. I'm not using my power. For such a long way to meet between father and son, I'd be remiss not to savor every juicy moment. Okay, I'm so doing a hillbilly voice for him now. Sorry, just because I'm finding it too funny not to.
But most people tend to do. I mean, I know Weekly
It's,
Manga Recap does their own version of
yeah,
something really funny.
it's the
Um,
mustache, I think.
so,
Mustache.
so basically, Ichigo says, "You're not my father," which is this is what, like 10 days after Star Wars Day. Is Kubo late here or something, or
I don't know.
what?
It's like I am beginning to wonder though the way he kind of goes on here. A little side comment that we might come into later. It's if it might put his calling the sulking father into a different light.
Yeah. So, but I mean, what first of he says he's not using his power.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, really? So of all the different, he's not gonna use his power. Wow. So he's gonna legitimately put himself at a disadvantage. Well, not really at a disadvantage, but he's taking away the most OP power just so that Ichigo, it's just so he could basically enjoy Ichigo's company. Let me guess. He's gonna definitely use it at like another moment. You know, like a surprise plot twist, so Ichigo gets the upper hand or something, right? I'm assuming that's.
I don't know, probably something like that. But at this point, like, oh yeah, Ishin Kurosaki, he's merely just a surrogate father for you. You should already have heard by now about the true source of your power. Like, and
And
Ichigo's like, yeah, so what?
he gets pissed off. He says, "Don't you dare say you're my parent, because you're the one who actually killed my parent."
Is this about your
And
mother? You're still the ever petulant little schoolgirl, Ichigo.
he gets pissed off and attempts to blitz Geobog and uses a Getsuga Tensho. Wow, we haven't seen that before.
Ichigo
But I mean,
Kurosaki.
yeah, but to be fair though, it's his first attack, so whatever. I'm fine with that. And then
Incidentally,
they have.
I did see one comment about this that points out that he didn't go from the left or the right. He attacked him from the center, head on.
Gee, okay. Well, that's what Ichigo does all the time if you think about it.
Yeah, you really should have seen that coming even without the power.
Yeah, that's the point. Like, if all of you don't need OP like bullshit omniscient powers that knows everything to know that Ichigo's gonna attack you straight on.
Yep, you just need to know Ichigo.
Yeah. So they basically have a clash between basically light and darkness. I mean, that's basically what it looks like.
And
then
Orihime does pull up a quick shield to block an attack on Ichigo.
yeah, and then and she actually keeps doing it over and over again while Ichigo attacks, which I like. You know what I like about this chapter is that it's more than just one attack. Actually, like 1, 2, well, 1, 2, and then a third one. So he did three strikes. 3 strikes. That's like 3 chapters worth of material right there.
And unfortunately, with those 3 strikes, he's out because at this point, Yewok starts talking again. To still be sulking over something so insignificant. Person's life was taken because there was no other choice. Their very existence was nothing more than to provide me with sustenance, so I could give birth to you. There is absolutely nothing at all to lament, for there is no greater possible honor and joy in the world.
So basically, he says.
I have loved this voice, by the way.
Yeah. So he basically says the things that all the acquaintances have kind of like implied was that he sees them nothing more as objects to further his gain, and they also see themselves as nothing more than, well, most of them see themselves as nothing more than objects to further his gain. Like kind of like how Royd, I think was I forgot it was Lloyd. I think it was Lloyd. It was Lloyd.
One of the
it was Lloyd who was
right.
It was the one who pretended to be Yubak against Yamamoto, and he was like happy that he could actually do service to Yubak, even though Yubak was gonna finish him off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so what's interesting though is he says so that I could give birth to you. I don't understand what that means. Like, cause it's I guess I'm assuming it's implying going back to when he says I basically been leading you this path down this path. Basically doing saying what Aizen told him.
Yeah.
But unlike Aizen, who you could say was okay, he was there, he was doing something behind the scenes. Yubak was sealed. What could he possibly have done? Yeah. And the thing is, that you could say, oh, maybe just by giving his bloodline is the one that gives Ichigo power. But it's like, well, Ichigo was born before his mom died, obviously. But it's just like it seems that she's saying that the fact that she died helped me give birth to you. But what did he do that could, like, metaphorically? Because obviously he didn't literally give birth to Ichigo.
Well,
but metaphorically. What is it saying?
The only really thing I can think of is that he did cause his mother's death by doing the whole take away their power thing.
Well, maybe what he meant by give birth to you was, well, I mean, that's not. I think what he means is saying she helped me regain my powers, and through the use of my powers, I have put you in a situation where you have awakened your true Quincy powers, something like that. Because remember, his Quincy powers awakened only because of the situation that Ichigo was in, where he was trapped by Kirji, right? Because Kirji trapped him in that jail, and that jail cell made Ichigo release his Quincy powers. And I'm assuming I'm assuming that's what he meant, because obviously I'm assuming his give birth was Ichigo awakening as a Quincy. I'm assuming that's what he meant. Because obviously, if Yubak was never there, then he would never awaken his Quincy powers. I'm assuming. I think that's what he means.
Yeah.
Okay,
Maybe.
so.
But finally, like I said, he's like, he lashes out again. But sadly, our conversation must come to an end. It's been fun, truly. Now then, you shall bear witness to me in all my wondrous glory, Ichigo. And at this point, on this final page, I have to wonder, where did this torso go?
It's shrouded by the black mist.
Yeah, but like, look at the art, like the way it's drawn, like with his feet and his leg and hands and all that. It's like his entire central body just vanishes.
Well, yeah, but the reason why is obviously because the darkness is enveloping him.
I know, just like it just looks awkward to me.
I'm okay with it. But so going back through a few things is that we were always wondering, how does Ichigo how can he fight a guy who knows everything? And the answer was, the guy just chooses not to use the powers. Okay.
Well, that works.
That's just, of all the things I could possibly think of, how does he combat a guy who basically has the power to know everything? Oh, the guy just doesn't want to use his powers. I feel like that's gonna come back at the worst moment. That's
gonna bite him somehow.
Like how Frieza said, I'm not gonna use my arms to fight you, and Goku's like, okay. And then eventually, when he got the upper hand, Frieza uses his powers again. So that's basically what's gonna happen.
I still haven't
he fights you for a bit.
I still haven't used my sword. Does that mean I win?
Yes, you do. So I'm assuming that what's gonna happen is Ichigo is gonna somehow get the upper hand in a long fight, maybe 20 chapters from now, and then Ichigo like shit, and then he's gonna use his almighty powers. In which case, Ichigo, is screwed. I don't know. I just think that when I read when I read him saying I'm not going to use my powers, it's just kind of like, really, that's how it's gonna go, I mean, that's what happens when you have bullshit OP powers so like that. It's just like you really can't win. I mean, if you think about it, the way Ichigo wins is probably going to be another bullshit OP power himself. He probably has eventually he'll unlock the ability to negate the almighty power because of his own power. You can't really explain this stuff tactically. In order to combat bullshit OP powers, you have to have your own bullshit OP powers. Like the miracle guy, right?
Yep. The miracle guy is bullshit OP.
Yeah, but how they combated it. How in the previous chapter was, oh, I can just freeze the ability, his ability. I don't just freeze the body. I can freeze the ability too. Okay, I didn't think that was a thing, but okay, like that type of thing. Like there's no way you could predict it. I mean, and so and then it's not that not being able to predict something is bad. It's just I don't want it's gonna feel so like you don't want it to feel like an asshole. Like the ability to, how do you get over this power? Lead us somewhere. Don't tell us the answer. Just lead us, but make it so that it's actually so that when we look in hindsight, it's like, oh my gosh, it's so brilliant. He actually laid this all out.
Yep.
I mean, I put this chapter kind of shined to me because
it was a little more tactical, a little more action in the fight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not kidding. Like when I read this chapter, I'm like, oh my gosh, he actually had 3 strikes. That's actually freaking amazing. I don't know if that's supposed to be great or sad at the same time. Because if I saw something from another manga, I'd be like, okay, But because it's from Bleach, I'm like, oh my gosh, he finally had more. It's not just a 1 strike, that for 1 chapter. It's like, no, he had 1 strike, or he made defense. He had another strike, or he made defense, and he has a 3rd strike that oh my gosh, that type of thing. I don't know that. See, that's what happens. You lower your standard.
Yeah, to a point where something that should be just normal or something to just be good on its own becomes great.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like that's not something you should give credit to. To lower a standard and then make it seem like what is normally expected of you seem great. It's just like that's manipulating the audience's expectation. I don't like that. That said, because he did do it, I enjoyed it a lot more than the previous chapters.
Yep.
He talks about being the surrogate. Okay, another thing is that he talks about being the surrogate father to Ichigo. About how being the real father to Ichigo, while Ishin was the surrogate father. I'm assuming he meant that surrogate father, as in, yeah, Ichin's the one who took care of you and is technically directly related to you. But my power, I'm your father because my blood is in you, and in the sense that my powers are what led you. Because it actually was his powers that led him throughout most of the manga, and
True, because we had like old man's and get you.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that's what he means, because he is technically his great times like 10 grandfather, right? That's true, but I think what he meant by father was probably the whole Zangetsu thing.
Yeah, I mean, 'cause, like I said, the chapter's alright for me. Like I said, I didn't really make much of it one way or the other. I mean, I didn't have any big gripes about it. I mean, I did like the little like moment of humor, whatever you might think of it there, especially on second read through here just now, because I realized it wasn't quite what I thought it was, but it's even funnier with what it actually is.
Oh, well, I mean, for that I was just kind of like, wow, this is really stupid.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm gonna just say at least that Rukia was trolling Renji, just because I think that'd be funnier.
Okay, if Rukia was trolling Renji, that would be funny, but I don't have any. There's no proof of that, so.
Yeah.
Because in fact, the way Byakuya and Tsugai reacted, in fact, they just switched scenes immediately. Just shows me that she fell for it too. So, yeah, I mean,
that's probably how it was intended. I still like thinking that she's trolling him though.
You're trying to delude yourself in order to prevent any
to prevent the madness.
To prevent the madness, yeah, to prevent the madness.
Yeah.
I think that's about it though. I mean,
yeah. Listen, I do like the fact that Orihime was actually playing an active role in blocking attacks too.
Yeah. And I like that they don't have to switch to her, saying something and then no, she said she's gonna help. Let's show her helping. Don't be like, oh, yeah. Like that's the thing. Like, it would have been worse had they switched to Orihime over and over again to be like, oh my gosh, see, she's doing something. I was like, no. You said she's gonna do something, just let her do it. Don't make it like a big deal. Just make it like, okay, she's helping out. That said, she has technically one of the most powerful abilities in manga. I would hope that offensively she could help out too.
Yep.
That's another thing. I don't know if I commented this last chapter, but I remember Ichigo's like 2-on-1. That's not fair.
Yeah, right. Because that's like a weird thing to take at this point.
That's such a stupid thing to say. I don't give a shit about the honor crap or anything like that. No, this is a guy who, if you lose, it's the end of the world. You win because it's a 2-on-1. Honestly, who would care? You would care? Honestly, would you put your honor above everyone else's life? I mean, that's what I don't like about honor sometimes. Like, the point of what honor is about, that all that nobility crap and all that stuff. But don't you think it's actually more dishonorable to put your own ego on the line rather than everyone else's life? I always felt that was a little more it was a bit of a hypocritical thing to do, saying, "Oh, I would rather die honorably than save the lives of billions of people." And I say billions because that is what's on the line.
Yeah, because even if you don't count this number of people on Earth itself, you got Soul Society, you got Hueco Mundo.
Yeah, you got those three. But no, I want a 1-on-1, or because it's a 2-on-1 fight, I'm just gonna have you be defense. Go to hell, Ichigo. And he did the same thing with the girls too.
Yeah, I've been calling Yuox Angels, but I think the more common nickname for them is the Femme Ritters.
And he did it. I mean, he did this very infamously in the Ukiura fight when he's like, cut my own legs off, or cut my arm and leg off to even the fight. And he's just like, I didn't actually beat you. Who cares? It's not about you beating him. It's about
saving the world.
Saving the world.
He's supposed to be all about protecting the people that are in front of him. I mean, even if he necessarily isn't worried about saving the entire world, I mean, he's supposed to be still more about protecting people around him as best he can.
Yeah. I mean, he did go through that thing. The reason why he was supposed to be different than the other shonen protagonists originally was because he realized that I can't protect everyone. Well, the best I could do is protect the people in front of me. Well, even that is taken away if you're gonna put yourself in danger, and if you're gonna let yourself be killed, or put yourself at a disadvantage and possibly get killed because of it due to some bullshit honor. Right. That's not right. That's not. There's a bit of hypocrisy in there, you know. Because at that point, honor becomes ego. I don't know if it's honor always ego, because at that point it definitely becomes ego.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Right. Anything else you want to bring up before we wrap it up?
No, that's about it.
All right. In that case, that has been our review this week of Bleach. Chapter 673, Father. Go ahead and take us away.
It's not possible!